Imagine a documentary about one of the world's most iconic and prolific producers, told entirely through Lego animation. So does this creative approach work for capturing the life of Pharrell Williams? Let's get started on my review of Piece by Piece. Let's go. What's going on, all my Flicksters? This is JC from Jacey Flicks, and I just got back from watching Piece by Piece in theaters. Before I do start my review, please know that this will be a spoiler-free review, just in case you haven't seen it yet, currently showing in theaters. Also, please make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more new animated movies that I'm reviewing just like this. So, Piece by Piece stars Pharrell Williams as himself, Morgan Neville, who is interviewing him about his life, and the director, Chad Hugo, Snoop Dogg, Gwen Stefani, Kendrick Lamar, Busta Rhymes, Timbaland, Justin Timberlake, and more, much more. Lego bricks tell the life story of singer/songwriter and record producer Pharrell Williams from his childhood in Virginia to success in music and in the fashion industry. When this movie was first announced and I watched the trailer, I thought one of two things. Either this could be a complete disaster in how this story is told, or it could be a complete masterpiece or even close to it. So I was cautiously optimistic, but interested in watching this for sure. Let me also preface this by saying that I am a music guy myself, as you can see. Yes, I was deep into the music world. So I'm very, very familiar with Pharrell and his music. I've studied it and his production, hits, and collaborations. And they're all pretty much soundtracks to my childhood and teenage years. So you can see why I was leery about this, because Pharrell is one of my top 5 music producers of all time. And I mean it when I say that. I kind of felt like this was a part of me, and I felt a personal connection to just the announcement alone. And I'm happy to say Morgan and Pharrell do a superb job with this. They both not only do justice to Pharrell's life story for the most part, but also add a creative spin to an otherwise lack of originality and biopics within the past few years. When it comes to animation, Piece by Piece is a standout feature, utilizing Lego figures in inventive and humorous ways. From a Lego version of Pharrell's early songwriting success with Rum Shaker, and that includes the legendary Teddy Riley, by the way, to a dreamlike sequence of minifigures traveling through the cosmos, the animation remains sincere and visually striking. Neville plays with the plastic medium, extending it beyond typical Lego film boundaries by incorporating abstract shapes and vibrant colors, reflecting Pharrell's creative mind and his synesthesia, where he experiences sound as colors. And he explains this for sure in the beginning, so you're not really lost. I even love how this film visually lets us see his beats and combinations made as collections of Legos, serving as piles of bricks that light up when he touches them. This visual creativity, combined with the physicality of the Lego pieces, adds a layer of depth to the storytelling, turning tides and light into metaphors for Pharrell's music journey. Now, as far as voice acting, it is one of the most unique aspects of the film for its Lego characters. Pharrell and other key figures such as Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, etc. lend their actual voices to their minifigure counterparts, which adds authenticity to the documentary. However, there is a humorous twist. None of the interviewees were aware of the Lego transformations beforehand. Now, I did see an interview where Pharrell was promoting this movie on Jimmy Fallon the other day, and he was saying that he did that on purpose. Him and Neville approached a lot of these artists and people that were going to be in the documentary and didn't tell them it was going to be a Lego film, because they feared that some of those artists and guests that were going to be in the film were going to try to act a certain way. And you could kind of see that in the film when one of the artists says, "Okay, what do you want me to lie about?" And it's hilarious, but it's exactly why they approached it that way. So none of these artists or guests and people that are in the film know that they are actually being transformed into Legos. This adds a tongue-in-cheek quality to the film, especially during moments when well-known hip-hop artists are depicted as tiny plastic figures. And you can definitely see that. Like, as soon as I saw Pusha T or Kendrick Lamar or some of these other artists, the details don't really shy away from who they truly are, so you kind of recognize them right away. That was one of the parts that made me leery as well going into it. Like, how am I going to know who's who, what they're doing? And just like in typical documentary style, it does show their names just in case you do get lost at any point. One part in particular shows Pharrell and Hugo in the studio with Snoop and a can of PG spray that alludes to the one substance that Snoop Dogg is known for. I mean, you could probably connect the dots and guess already. That made me laugh. The voice acting feels genuine, while the whimsical visuals keep the tone light and engaging. One of the key characters in helping Pharrell during a pivotal part of his life comes from a pastor who is voiced by none other than legendary Charlie Wilson himself. Yes, that was fun to see, and I know it might sound like I'm too young to get that reference or get who he is, but man, he has crossed over so many generations and he is just one legendary vocalist for sure. That was a nice little Easter egg that I was surprised to see. In terms of narrative, Piece by Piece offers a fascinating look at Pharrell's life and creative ethos, offering the backstory that lets us get a glimpse into his colorful world and how he sees sounds. It covers Pharrell's childhood, rise to fame, and artistic process, and his woes as arrogance and pride takes hold of him. Although it doesn't go into depth about the more difficult or controversial moments, it doesn't shy away from letting us know that some of it happened. Plus, a part of me does think that this being a Lego film with the style of children's animation, I'm not sure if it would have fit into the overall message, and also maybe would have lost some of the audience, although I would have loved to see it. I did love, however, how they showed what kind of impact he had on other artists from different genres, and even how he helped rapper Pusha T with what he went through. By the end, you feel him being more appreciative of the gift he's been given and not forcing his art on the world, but rather humbly adding to the world. It focuses on Pharrell's unrelenting optimism and creative success, showcasing his journey through animated figures that reflect his artistic philosophy. This approach makes Piece by Piece less of a full-on biographical documentary and more of a celebration of Pharrell's outlook on art and life. Made, of course, for fans, kids, and adults. Pretty much for everybody. Honestly, I love that. Too often at times we see complete documentaries that come off as pretentious or completely devouring of the hardships of an artist or producer, and not much of the celebration on how they see the world. This was the opposite. However, it does tend to gloss over certain details of his struggles, which is kind of my negatives. For instance, his legal troubles with him and Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines, and also details on why the Neptunes truly broke up. You don't really get to see that side. All in all though, you guys, this film is a visually and emotionally uplifting documentary, much like Pharrell's own music, completely captivating viewers and fans of his music. This film really caught me by surprise. Its joyful aesthetic and inventive animation make it a delightful and energizing watch. I mean, my theater even started clapping when it was over, and I don't remember the last time I went to a film where there was clapping at the end. For the sake of doing something very creative and innovative and playing into the unexpected with a documentary that I didn't think was even possible, I'm gonna give Piece by Piece 4.5 flames out of 5 and a super fire film rating.
It's fantastic.
Although not perfect, Piece by Piece explores the life of music producer and fashion designer Pharrell Williams, transforming what could be a simple, overly complimentary biography into an engaging and visually dynamic experience. Despite Pharrell's sometimes cryptic narrative, Neville merges form and subject matter to bring the story to life. Alright guys, so have you seen Piece by Piece yet, or are you looking forward to seeing it? Also, what's your favorite song by Pharrell or your favorite track produced by him? Mine has to be Get Lucky by him and Daft Punk. That was an amazing part of the movie, by the way. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite is. Last thing before I do go, you guys, please make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date. My name's Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and until next time, I'm out.